It's a new month. Let's try a new method. One of the cool things I really enjoyed about the block of the month process so far is that it's let me try different methods for different chunks of block. When you get the full patterns that are huge and you've got a stack of 200 fabrics, it's a little more daunting. And to piecemeal and say I'm going to do one method for these two blocks, one method for these two blocks, it's a little different. Getting the package each month and then just trying a different method with that month, it's very contained. This month I'm trying that. And this month I saw a new method on the Legit Kit Facebook page that used paper plates. So I figured I'd give that a try. Before we jump into that method, let's get it open. It should be these two, from what I understand. All right, month 4 is 40 colors, 109 pieces. I don't think it's as many colors as this one. I think this one was 52, maybe? And like over 200 pieces, so it's not quite as complex as this one yet, which is good. Because this one was a beast. So, I got another sticker. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with these. I don't know what to do with that. That was a good stack of paper. There are 21 pages for the cut guide. So I'm not going to do a new method for the cut guides. I'm going to do same as I did for month 2. Usual stuff. Really hope I got my orange right on that corner. Let's see. There's 2 pages of colors, but not nearly as complex of 2 pages as we had for that one. Then the assembly guide, definitely more complex than last month's. And then the cut guides. As I said, 21 pages of cut guides. I will replace them, the previous month 2's cut guides, in my binder with month 4. And then there's 5 pages of actual pattern pieces. Just about ready to start putting it together. Okay. And I like to take this pattern and copy it, just so I have a digital copy in case I mess up a piece. I can always print out another one. And maybe in the future, I want to make this again, but with my own fabric. I can print a copy. Just don't share. If you're going to copy your patterns, don't share it. There's a reason Legit Kits had to get rid of doing electronic patterns, because people are assholes and giving away patterns. Don't do that. Organizing for month 4 is essentially the same as I did for 2. Not month 3, since it was much simpler than months 1 and 2. This time we are back to a much higher number of fabrics and pieces. Starting at the back of the binder, I will pull out each of the cut guides and their fabrics and make a stack, keeping it all in order. I'll also pull out the loose fabrics that do not have a cut guide from month 2 and make a pile of those. Then I'll put the new month 4 cut guides into the sleeves. So I have previous months that have month 2 cut guides, previous months that have no cut guide pages, and all of month 4 fabric. Conveniently, I don't need to redo brick or saffron for its tabs. Then, starting at the beginning, I will use the sticker labels off of the fabric to update all my tabs to match the month 4 cut guides. As I update the tabs, I will put in the fabrics that the stickers come off of, as well as pull any fabrics from the previous months, whether it's from the cut guide pile or the loose fabric pile. Any fabric from previous months that's not in month 4 will get a label and will all go into a sleeve for safekeeping. Since this is the only one on this page, I don't know what I want to do with this. I tape it down. Yeah, that should cover it. I'll just tape it down, then I don't lose the tab for later use. Just keep it out of the way. The leftover stack is getting pretty big. So those will go in here. The first month 2 cut guides. And this pile is going to go in here, and this far back in the binder never needs to get turned, which is why I'm not too worried about it. It will just live there. Once I've got all of it organized, it's on to the pattern pieces. This month there are 24 pieces, and one of them is pretty large. Now that we've got the paper pieces cut out, it's time for a new method using paper plates of all things. I saw this method on the Legit Kits Facebook page. I've never technically tried this before, but it's pretty similar to what I did last month in month 3, but the paper plates should help keep everything organized, particularly considering that month 4 is much more complex than month 3. Essentially, I will be cutting all of the fabric for a piece and stacking it with its paper, same as I did previously, but this time each piece and its stack of fabric will get a paper plate. I don't intend to do all 24 pieces at once. That still feels like way too much. So I'm going to start with B4, which has 11 pieces, including the largest piece. I'm going to cut out all the fabric for these 11 pieces. There's 2 options when it comes to cutting out the fabric when you're going to do it all in one go. You can either go color by color, like I did last month, or you can go piece by piece. So then you're flipping through the binder as you go, starting with number 1, pulling the first fabric, second fabric, third fabric, or starting from the back and going from the last number up to the first, and then your stack naturally stacks. Keeping your pieces in order is much easier when you do it that way, as you are only focused on one piece. You can make your stack, pull in order, stack in order. It's always in order. There's no futzing around with the order. I think in this case, given the binder, going color by color is going to be easier, so I don't have to flip through the pages so much, as long as I don't forget a color like I did last month. I'm still not entirely sure what happened with OA. So starting with B4, I will have 11 plates just laid out across the table, each one with its own piece. The solitary tea, which I believe is espresso, doesn't need a plate, it's a single color. And this one, the paper itself will act as its own plate, as it's huge. Let's see, I'm also going to lay them out alphabetically. Alright, definitely not going to be able to see them all on screen all the time, especially because I need to make some actual space in here. This takes up a bit more space than month 3, but in the end, I'll be able to just stack the plates on top of each other and nothing will get out of order. So I'm going to start with brick, do all of those pieces, and then move on to the next one, which is saffron, and do all of those. And just keep going color by color. Put that for QH. I was thinking that's mighty close. Because it was not that one. Now I have old cut that down a lot. Luckily, I don't need any more of saffron, but still, not the best. The cut guides do list which pieces are used in their colors, so I'll be using that as a guide to make sure I get it all. Hopefully. Alright, I just cut T, which is 7 for B4K. Here's my B4K plate. As T is late in the alphabet, have I cut all of them? Not quite. I haven't cut number 4, but I've cut the rest, and they're in order. To keep them in order, the way I've been doing it is, this is number 1. And I kind of look at it while I go. That's eggplant. 2 is burgundy. 3, P is black. 4, I don't have yet. Biscuit, I think, is BT. Scone is 6. And now T is 7. And you can see there's another eggplant and another burgundy below it. So we can go backwards with 9 burgundy. 8 eggplant. The one I just cut is T, and that's 7. And then 6, 5, 4 isn't cut yet. 3, 2, 1. So when I leave the plate and put it to the side, I want 1 or whatever's the lowest number on top. And then my piece. Set it to the side. T is now done. For B4 anyway. Still need to do B3 later. Finally, I have UN, which is only in 3, and UP, which only has that one on K that we were just looking at. Grab that one real quick. Okay, put this up. That is the last of my fabric cut. And I'll put it back in here. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And if you're in the middle and you have more than one missing, just keep an eye on it. You can tell by the letters, by what letter you're up to. Do enough of these, you start to recognize the colors and the letters and whatnot. 1, 2, 3, 4 is what I just cut. UP. So this one is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on top. And that was the last of my fabric to cut. Once I have all of my fabric cut for B4, I will stack up my plates and take it to the sewing machine. So I got my stack of plates, taking it to the sewing machine. Have my cut guide next to me just like every other month. And unlike last month, I'm not going to set up my iron over here and my cutting over here. Obviously, as you can tell, this corner's pretty tight. There's a table right here. So instead of cramming myself in this corner and not getting up except to pee to finish all of these, I am going to sew all of the 1-2s, go over to the table, trim, iron, come back, sew all the 3s on, trim, iron, come back, so forth and so on until they are all done. Alright, I do think this style is going to annoy me with the plates when it comes to this part, having to continue to trim, put it back on the plate, iron, put it back on the plate rather than just having one big stack. So that could be difficult. If you think you'll have trouble with just keeping them in order, just by having stacks of fabric on a table, ideally laid out alphabetically, I could see this being a good way to go. I could see it being a great method to store your pieces and their fabrics if you were to take a break. If you were partway through and decided, hey, I need to chill from doing this because it's a lot, putting them out on the plates and having it stored that way would be probably a great idea. And back to the sewing machine. With all of my pieces put together, it is time for the fun part, the trimming. I'm not sure why I have been enjoying this so much. Ultimately making the shorts takes forever, but just getting that snick, snick, snick of the rotary cutter back to back, edited all together, there's just something very satisfying about that. If you haven't seen my shorts of trimming all the blocks and assembling the pieces, you should totally go check them out. For month 4, you can watch them right here. Block B3 is ready to be assembled. Alright, block B4 is ready to be assembled. Month 4 is done. This one came together pretty well. Like I said earlier, I feel like this month is the first time it really looks like something by itself. These ones were just so complex and so abstract as a single block, or even as the 2 blocks together. I just didn't see anything out of it. This one, these 2 from month 3, you can see distinct parts, but there's so little to the actual sewing machine that it doesn't look like much. These ones, like, you can see the actual bar, the stripe across the front. I don't know, it's starting to actually look like a sewing machine. Yeah, she's coming together. This month did not get off to a great start, as my second fabric cut was totally wrong. Was this one, which I cut as if it was this one, so at least I cut it too big, so I was able to cut it down, and I didn't need any more of this as it's the only piece within these blocks that uses it. But yeah, not a great start. The plates. So at first I thought I wasn't gonna like it. When I first started going into it, it added an extra step in my ironing and my trimming to take it off the plate, trim it, put it back on the plate, go to the next plate. Same with ironing. But it removed the step of then, in previous months, I'd had just a stack of pieces, and then I had to find what pile they went to and put them back in those piles. It eliminated that step. And ultimately, I think I like the plates. I'm growing to like them. And I think I could have done both blocks together with the plate method, except for the cutting part. I would need to clean my table, which is a disaster. Like, there's where I do my the trimming video, that part's clear. That's it. This is a mess. I got like 4 projects spaced out on my table at the moment. So if you had a clear table and could lay out all the plates for each individual piece, in this case 24 of them, I think you could go through, cut all your fabric, going color by color, and then stack them all up. And once they're stacked, it's super contained. Then you don't have the piles everywhere. So you can actually do more with the plate method once you get past that cutting stage versus having the stacks of fabric around. With the stacks of fabric around, it has to stay clear the entire time you're putting things together. With the plates, once it's cut out and stacked, I could put this to the side and come back to it next month and I'd still be good to go. I wouldn't be able to leave those stacks of fabric out on my table, not the way I work, not with so many different projects going on. So I think I'm a fan. I am. Let's see if I end up using it next month. I don't know. Maybe I'll find a different method I want to try for next month. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any other notes. This one went really well. I don't think I had any errors or mistakes. These 2 oranges matched up, so didn't screw that up, which is nice. I don't see any issues. Let me know if you do. Let me know down in the comments if you're doing Sewphia or a different block of the month or a different Legit Kits kit. I'd love to hear about it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next month. But ultimately, yeah, I'm happy with how it's coming together. It's finally looking good.